Hey guys, it's me here with your weekly update. We are heading into the second week of September, and we started our new series called Help this month, which is all about how God helps us when we're feeling helpless, when we're feeling weak, and then that in return, because of God, we're able to turn around and go and help others. And I don't know, I love this series because I don't know about you guys, but I know there have definitely been moments where I feel helpless or weak and have really needed to rely on the Lord. This Sunday we're headed into the story of Moses in the burning bush, and I love this story. And there's part of me that's like, I wish we could almost like spend a whole month talking this story because there's so much to be able to actually parse out in this part of the Bible. Starting with take your sandals off, for you are standing on holy ground. I've often dreamed about like, man, like what would it look like for our kids and even just for us to, when we like approach Sundays in church and stuff like that, to think, man, like I'm fully expecting the presence of God to be with me and to treat this like a holy space. Like how would that make what we do on Sundays different, or how would that feel different to those who are participating? Then to you know God calling Moses and Moses being like, dude, like I don't think I can do this. I don't know about you guys if you ever feel like that, whether it's a Sunday teaching the kids, if you're like, I don't really know if I'm doing a good job. I don't know if I'm called to this. I don't know if this is my gifting. Maybe you're just trying it out because somebody said maybe you'll be good, or you're like, well, I just need to help out. And I love that part of the story because it's like God's like, listen, I will equip you for what I have called you to do. And so this is where I think it's really important for us to be in tune with like our calling and like what it is that God wants us to do, because and not to pay attention to like, well, can I do this? Can I not? Like, do I have all the skills and stuff like that? But to be like, God, like, what is it you're calling me to do? What is it that you want me to do on a Sunday with these kids? And then to be willing to do it, trusting that God's going to be with us and to help us. And then it ends, and then we're ending with like, and this is like, well, who am I to say sent me? And God says, I am. Say that I am sent you. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but in the New Testament, Jesus has all these I am statements. I am the bread of life. And so I just really love how this really kind of wraps us back to Jesus, and the fact that it's like, Jesus and God, when we talk about the Trinity, just how it really just brings it all together for me. So like I'm always cognizant and aware of that when I read this part of the story. Like, man, I am. Like Jesus was there with God, with Moses, and because of we have Jesus now, we don't have to wait for these burning bush moments with the Lord. Like Jesus came so that we have access to God all the time. And so like I don't know, that just like makes my heart like just burst, because it's like, yes, like in these moments where it's like, oh gosh, God, I don't know if what we're doing is okay. Like, like we're in the midst of COVID with things. Like I love this. I love this. The story was really, just really resounding with me and hitting with me this week. So I just hope and pray that you guys just really feel the presence of the Lord with you throughout your week, and as you get ready to teach the kids on Sunday, and to be praying for the kids to have their holy moment before the burning bush with the Lord, of being like, man, like I really could feel God's presence with me in this moment. So it's just a couple of things that are happening. So this Saturday is supposed to be our big fall kickoff. I mentioned that a few weeks ago in one of my other Kid Venture update videos. So I actually need to know ASAP if you guys are planning on coming or not. Just because I've heard a lot of I can't make it. So I just need to know if there's anybody who can make it, or if we're going to have enough people to be able to do it this Saturday. So please let me know if you need childcare or whatever. I'll get all that set up. It's supposed to be this Saturday, September 11th from 10 to noon. And this is just a chance for us to get re-envisioned for the year, run through any updates, just a lot of little reminders of things that maybe that have kind of slipped during COVID, that, or if you've joined us since we started, since the last few months, just a few reminders of like, hey, here's how we handle these things, little policies and procedures and stuff, and a chance for you to meet with your coaches. I don't know if you guys are aware, but we have coaches over parts of our ministry, so that if you ever get stuck, and you can always reach out to them or to myself about like, hey, how do I navigate through this? It's just a great way to connect for us as a team. So I just need to know, because if we can't make September 11th work, we'll have to pick another date, probably later in the year. But this is just a really big thing for our ministry, so I really don't want to have to do that. Another thing is, save the date, November 13th. We're going to be doing just a fun thing as a team. I was hoping to do it in October. Fortunately, I just realized that's fall break for the kiddos, and my husband and I we're going to be actually out of town. So November 13th, we're going to go do Archery Tag. So as a team, spouses and significant others are invited. It's also part of a kids' night out date. So if you have kids, you can, easily take them to the church for childcare, so you don't have to worry about navigating that. I'll have dinner for all of us. Typically we go play for about an hour and a half or whatever, and then usually, I think last time there was like a brewery nearby that we just went over and everybody just like hung out. If you wanted to have a beer, you could, or just water or whatever, you know. It was just a fun way for us to just hang out and just really just build community. I feel like, you know, over the past year, COVID, a lot of things like we just had to run and we were just, you know, trying to make things work. And I've realized like I've missed like just getting to hang out with you guys and hanging out as a team and just really getting to know each other outside of, you know, serving on Sundays, because it's hard. Like when you're like in the midst of teaching in the classroom, you know, maybe you get to connect with whoever your helper is or whatever, but you don't necessarily get to see the rest of the team and to realize and to remind ourselves like, hey, we're like a part of something bigger here within the life of our church and within the life of Kid Venture. So these are just always a fun thing. And so I'm trying to give you guys like, yeah, like 2 months notice. So put it on your calendar, mark it as sacred. Don't let anything else take away from this, because you can plan around it, right? Because you now know 2 months in advance. So there is that. Oh, last thing. Sorry, I always make a list so I remember. I just sent out the schedule for from now through the rest of the year. If there's a Sunday that you guys aren't allowed to serve or you're not able to serve, you guys, I've always said that's okay. Decline it. Once you decline, first of all, number one, decline it. Don't just email me because I'm not going to remember. I don't, you know, like emails get lost or whatever. The best thing you can do is decline it in Planning Center. That helps me know when I look at my Sunday schedule, like, okay, who's coming, who's not. But when you decline, follow that up with like, hey, I'm going to email some people and I'm going to see if I can find a replacement. The reality is, you guys, everybody on our team is super important, especially right now when it feels very tight and we don't have quite all the volunteers that we need. It's really important for you guys to show up on the Sundays. And I get that if you have vacations or you get sick or something like that, that you can't make it. But I just ask that you try to find a replacement because we don't want to leave your hole open, because we run the risk of not even getting to then disciple our kids on a Sunday if we have to close a classroom or if we have to fill in with maybe somebody who's, you know, just filling in and it's kind of like could care less if they're in the room, but they're there because either A, they're getting paid or something like that. So I just want you guys, I hope, so if you sit here and think like, oh, I'm just going to decline, like, I want you guys to hear that, like, you guys, every single person on our team is super important to what it is that we do on Sundays with our kiddos. And I get that you have to decline for whatever reason, that's fine. But I just hope that you try to find somebody to replace you so that we can continue the relationships and so that we help lessen the burden. So, because again, if you can't serve this Sunday, maybe you can switch with somebody and you know your schedule better than I do. So this way I'm not emailing everybody back 5 times like, hey, da da da. I just hope that happens. And then you guys can let me know or Matt know if any changes, and then we'll get it changed in Planning Center so that things can get, you know, corrected in there for correct notifications and stuff like that. So there you guys go. I hope to see you guys all on Sunday. And let me know about Saturday if you guys can make the kickoff. Oh, and then this Sunday, the 12th, is our back to school bash. So that means we're going to have a bounce house. We're going to have Kona Ice. I know Nikki's planning some other fun things. It's just a fun way to kind of kick off the school year for the kids, kind of celebrate the end of summer into the school year, new routines and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll have lots of people here on Sunday wanting to celebrate with us. And then also don't forget, next Sunday, the 19th, actually is our 20th celebration service up in Westminster at the Marriott. If any of you guys have ever been here for Christmas Eve in years past, where we were at the hotel, everybody's in one big room. We'll have Kid Venture for preschool and underage kids. Elementary kids will put in the service with bags and stuff like that. So if any of you guys are free to help next week, like stuffing bags for the elementary kids in service or putting supplies together for the younger kids, or even if, I mean, my hope would be, like, we're going to hire sitters for this event because my hope would be I want you guys all to get to participate in celebrating just kind of like the life of our church and what's happened over the past 20 years. But if there's any of you who are like, no, I'd much rather be with the kids. Like, I love being with the kids. I want to celebrate the kids. Let me know. I would use your guys' help. Although, please know that's not required for this event. I want you guys to actually be able to participate in celebrating the 20 years. So that's it, you guys. I love you all. I'll see you on Sunday. And yeah, see you guys on Sunday. Bye.